Hello and welcome to this Designing Music Now review of Fluffy Audio's Trio Broz, and this is the solo viola review in depth. So let's go ahead and start off with the vibrato settings and see how those sound. Really nice, and notice down here you can see the sustain. When I do a next note, it goes to a fingered legato. You can set things like the legato crossfade times. Let's see if I can actually do that on a MIDI CC here. Which is kind of cool. You can humanize it, which probably adds some variety and randomness. Notice over here you've got the metering for the legatos and then the various sustains. And how they're layered in there. So now let's check out, while we're still on vibrato here, let's go over to the sound and notice we can increase the number of mics that are included. This is the mid. We should be playing more in this range, the viola range. Very nice. Put low pass filters on. You can have the silkener, which is an EQ. Saturation, let me turn that off. And then on and up. See, it makes it a little rougher, a bit more natural in its sound. Limiter will do some compression. Which sounds really nice. And reverb is on. You can just set how much you want. And there are different impulse responses. So let's go, let's say, to theater. It's actually a very dry theater. Large chamber. Saturation off. Maybe go ahead and just go back to the default patches here. All right, so the behaviors. Now, let me go ahead and put that down fairly low. I'm going to raise that back up. So you can hear the natural sound without any of the EQ and stuff on it. This is the vibrato articulation. And notice you can do things like set MIDI CCs on the crossfades here too. So lots of tweakability. You can do basically all the patches have three parts to them: the crossfade, legato, and then the crossfade back out, and actually back to sustain. So basically between legato and sustain, this is how the behavior is going to be. You can set times, and you can also put that on MIDI CCs. Take it all the way down. Let's see if we can hear. All the way up. Definitely takes a lot. You know, there's more of a delay there between the increase and decrease. One of the really great things too is there are a lot of presets. So let's just check those out. Let's go with the basic, no pianissimo. Cool. Intimate. And emotional. Very emotional. Responsive legato. Check the behavior. If I go back to the basic, same. So I'm not sure what's changing, but certainly it's setting a lot of the presets. Maybe it's choosing different samples even. I like it. So the bow sound you can also put on MIDI CCs. And this is the legato times. So I don't hear all of the differences, but it's really nice that you have the capabilities to change them if you really want to tweak the heck out of things. I think this tuning is what's affected by the human eyes. So if I put that all the way up, see that bar going kind of nuts. Now if I take it all the way down, it's going to play the pitch that you selected. So it's a really great feature to have scripted in there. Go ahead and look at some of these things like the Dynamics tab. The natural, it says the volume is defined by the samples, and DCE, which is their sort of their compressor, is not being used. But actually here it connects notes and mod wheel attenuations. So that's if you want to use the mod wheel for expression. And here, if you go to auto gain, then the volume is fixed. And it says to the dB specified by the mod wheel. So again, if you look over here, you can see where the mod wheel setting is. Adding my own personal vibrato in there. Let's try that all the way down and see if that sounds any different. It's just a very natural sound, and you know they've put a lot of stuff under the hood that then they expose to you as the player. Things here like the velocity and attack. So bring the mod wheel up. Attack. Very nice. You can set CC1 to short articulations. The compensator. This is what they call the DCE note compensator, and it's turned on. Turn it off. Once again, you can tweak it a lot, however you want here with the compensator amount, inherits from previous, and so on. Here are the preferences, and this is where you set your various MIDI CCs to various things like expression, pitch wheel, and so on. You can probably learn them. Yes, so let's say I move expression to my ribbon. Will that work? Yeah, it does. All right, so let me get the... Cool, and then in synth vibrato, I'm actually going to set that to the ribbon as well. Nice. And by the way, for synth vibrato to work, I think you will have to be over here in the non-vibrato mode. As you can see here, you can set non-vibrato and various things like the synth vibrato settings. I'm going to increase that. You can see it working there. Yeah, it's being controlled by my ribbon controller on my MIDI controller here. So it does sound a little synthetic, but if you were to get the hang of it, I think this could be a really fascinating tool for managing vibrato. Let's go take the amount down a bit and then go back over here to the performance and watch. Really, really nice. All right, so that's actually the vibrato and the non-vibrato. Really amazing set of controls here. Now let's move to the shorts here. Check out the spiccato, staccato, and pizzicatos. And in the behaviors for those, it doesn't look like it's context sensitive. So this basically you're just able to control vibrato and non-vibrato in the trio Broz solo viola. Now, if you remember in the violin, you have a lot more control over these things. But let's check out the spiccatos. Turn those down a bit. Remember, we're in the cathedral, so let's turn that reverb down some. Staccatos. Spiccato. So that nice rough sound. Here's staccato. Like it. Staccato, it tells you which round robin is playing. It always goes in order, it looks like. Pizzicatos. Very, very sweet. A couple other things you can do here, like, well, I don't know if this would affect this particular thing, but you can do pitch wheel up and down and back to sustain. So that's by pressing the G. It has to do with the vibrato, I believe. Yes, so here, when I'm pressing that down, that's the G, that's the A, sorry. I get a crescendo and then a decrescendo off. So if I hold that down while I'm playing, it will crescendo in, keep holding it, let it go, it decrescendos off. If I hold it down when I'm pressing the crescendo, now I let off, and then I let off here, it's a quick attack. So you've got some control over what you're doing there. That was pitch wheel down. And then sustain. So I'm holding the G down and just forcing it to sustain. Okay, so the way that works is I'm pressing and then holding. If I hit the A here, it moves to the sustain. Very nice. Press that lower G, moves to sustain, and a nice crossfading. That's probably controlled here. Well, it seemed like it was taking longer than that to get to... Oh yeah, here, 2 seconds. That's right. Now let's lower that. Learn MIDI CC. Take it all the way down to 35 milliseconds. It'll be really fast. And then back to the main page here. Still very slow. Maybe a little bit faster. just a tremendous amount of control, and it's a fantastic sound, and it's a fantastic, series of articulations. Not as many, of course, as the solo violin in this series, but still plenty to get a lot of great articulations. Thank you for listening to the Designing Music Now podcast, a podcast dedicated to the craft of creating music for video games and interactive media. Please visit us at designingmusicnow.com for more info, news, and reviews on this subject. We would love to hear from you.